Hello and welcome back everyone to Chocobo's Mysterious Dungeon from the Nintendo Wii Part 41, and in this episode we'll be continuing on through the Guardian of the Dark Dungeon as we start encroaching upon our mini-boss rush.
Wait, we leveled up again?
Yes, we hit 50 before the end of the last episode.
Oh crap, I just missed that. I might have phased out towards the end of the episode. That's usually the part where I'm trying to think of something to say.
Yeah, it's okay, Cloud. I was also phasing out. Well, that's one of the issues that that specifically roguelikes and other long-form RPGs have when it comes to attempted commentary. These games are really, really long, and there's a lot of tedium/monotony involved in playing them for extended periods of time. So
yeah.
it can be very difficult for commentators that are less experienced, such as ourselves, in order to come up with interesting dialogues to discuss whilst the minute-to-minute gameplay is attempting to happen.
This is so meta.
Oh look, it's a Moloch.
Fee, fi, fo, fum, my wings are
I
very
smell the
dark.
blood of a Chocobo man.
So how about that hunger, huh? Chocobo looks a little preoccupied at the moment.
That's fine. Yeah, that was actually a Moloch, which is the next upgrade of the basic demon enemy that we've seen plenty of times. Our hunger stat, although is in critical state right now, is not in critical enough for me to give a damn. I am waiting until it actually hits either a 0 or 1%, so that we can from there restore it.
Yeah, because I mean we're not taking health damage right now. Is the important thing. We're not taking it and we're not losing it.
So have you been listening to any new interesting bands, Mr. Cloud?
Mostly the same. I guess I wouldn't know who to trust. I mean I'd say Ginger was probably provided a lot of the most new music, and they fucking rock house.
I did listen to Pisces, but a lot of the hype that I was supposed to have for Pisces I didn't have, because the official live video for them was, although it was a really well done performance, certainly it was not a live performance. That thing was edited to all hell.
Well, yeah, that's the beauty of being able to control it, is you can put out a high quality, mistake-free video.
Yes, but it was the whole. Oh, there's some Trident Town.
Damn it! But we got no more room to carry it.
Yeah. So apparently, I'm just keeping the Trident Towns that I already have in the bank. All right.
Well, so I take it that you think that because it's not in a live setting and that it is more subject to studio control, that it loses fidelity.
No. My issue was that a lot of the hype around Pisces specifically was the fact that our female vocalist was able to hit such a low register of notes. And I'm like, well, she kind of needs to be able to do that. She's in a metal band. That's kind of what they have to be able to do in order to express the kind of sound and tone that they're going for. It's impressive, certainly, but it actually brings into what it brings into question to me with all the edits that I saw, especially with the missing camera angles that were definitely supposed to be there.
The missing camera angles.
Yeah, they're okay. Based on how many different shots and cuts that we actually had in the video, there should have been at least 2 to 3 different cameras on screen at all times in order for it to be a truly live performance. But we never get to see those additional cameras, and they're not like they're actually hidden behind objects or anything. No, they would most certainly be there given the timing of the track. So it's not actually a live performance. And I want to stress that although the performance itself is great, and it actually is a really good track, the hype surrounding it is that she's doing this particular vocal performance live, and I'm like, but she has to,
I can only answer on the one point about the cameras. I mean, Gerda, you are aware that you're not supposed to see the cameras, right?
Yeah, you're not supposed to see the cameras, but based on the different shots that we saw, we would have at least been able to see 2 cameras in every shot, and we did see them. So it confirms to me that it is most certainly not a live recording, or rather, it's a live recording, but it's not a live video.
Well, no, there is no such thing as a live video on the internet. I mean, even real time is subject to some kind of latency.
Not, as in happening right now. That's not what I mean. I mean, it is not without edits.
Yeah. Well, so just as long as I get the point that if it was a live performance, which I'm sure they also have a video of that, if not supplied by Nuclear Blast Records, then by somebody else, so that would be the superior video. And I would agree that probably would be the superior video because it has people power.
No, I am actually a firm believer that the studio recordings of pretty much every song ever written is actually significantly better than the live takes. I actually like having all the studio steroids that the studio cuts grant for tracks in general.
I like metal band front ladies who will give me pleasant images of her screaming into, what, in a dramatic perspective, such as in the I Speak Astronomy video, that makes me want to share it with my friends. To some success.
Over there we have another somewhat new enemy, the Gigantar, which is more or less just the evolved form of the Cactar enemy. So we've already seen.
My God, that guy scared me. Jesus Christ!
Don't worry, he's more afraid of you than you are of him.
Well, I mean, gosh, the shy giant. Sometimes he just doesn't know where to stand, and I feel safer knowing that we're on the bottom of the map where he's not. Oh man, that is unnerving.
It's okay. You don't have to fight the Gigantars.
I know. He's not gonna hurt us. He's more. He
might hate us with 1,000 needles, but that's just because we got in his way and he's trying to run away from us.
Leave me alone. I'm a little person trapped in a big cactus.
It's very spiky in here.
Well, cactus is the aloe vera plant is a good example of a cactus-like plant. Tough on the outside, squishy on the inside.
I should have used Kir before I drank that Hyether. Oh well.
Well, so our Guardian of the Dark run is going swimmingly. We have good control of our hunger. We got full SP. And lots of health.
Yep.
And I was going to say, any second now we're going to level up again because we've been killing bad guys.
Yep. But again, this is just our first trip through Guardian of the Dark. We will have to take at least another trip. We will not be. I'm pretty sure we don't show off us taking another trip. But but off screen, I'm gonna have to go through another trip. Not for levels, to be perfectly honest, but for gear. I want to get a full set of diamond gear before we take on the final boss. And yes, Guardian of the Dark is technically the final dungeon in the game, story-wise at least.
And that's why the Shadow Palace in Paper Mario 2 also gave you a point where you can quickly get in and out of the. Oh wait, that's right, because that whole dungeon is a one-way corridor to the end of the game, which transports you back to Rogueport, the hub world in the game. Then they decide that it's a one-way trip and you're going to spend a doggone long time getting back out of there. Choose carefully. Moloch.
I miss Moloch from Mortal Kombat. I want the Onis to come back, honestly. Draman and Moloch are cool. I know that in Deadly Alliance nobody actually liked playing as Drawman, which was actually kind of weird. I mean, yeah, he wasn't good at all, but you know, he was somewhat fun to play with. And Moloch is honestly one of the more interesting sub bosses that we've ever had in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, he's got a ball and chain roped to his hand, and it looks like sometimes he just makes it straight look like a boxing glove.
Yep.
Bandicoot.
Bandicoot. It's the upgraded version of the Corels that we've been fighting.
Crash Bandicoot 2. Coral Strikes Back.
Please, no. I don't want Crash to be fighting against Demon Double Cats.
Or an army
I don't actually know
cats.
if there were any cat mutants in Mind Over Mutant.
Well, that would be Tiny Tiger, I think, would be the closest one to a cat mutant.
But no, Tiny Tiger specifically is a guard dog.
No, he's not a dog. He's a tiger.
No, he's not. He is definitely a dog. all of his the physical attributes are more aligned with canines than felines.
But he's a pouncer. Cats pounce. Dogs
So do foxes and wolves.
Well, I mean, that being the case, but you can't tell me that a tiger is closer to a dog than a cat.
No, a tiger is most certainly closer to a cat than a dog. But Tiny Tiger isn't actually based on a tiger. He's supposed to be, but he's very clearly a dog.
Well, okay. By the structure of his face, I do agree that his snout is very dog-like. At the same time, maybe that was a design choice they made, both because Dr. Cortex is a mad scientist making hybrid mutant animals with the Evolvo Ray, and also that I think that in PS1 3D graphics, which were still very new in 1997, they didn't want to risk making an ass face with a tiger.
You say that, but then we have Koala Kong. I honestly think the reason why Tiny Tiger is a tiger is because why he's called Tiny Tiger is because they originally wanted him to be based on a tiger, but they couldn't. In lore, more than likely, Cortex didn't actually have access to tigers specifically, but he would have access to, various canines.
Hello there, good sir. Goodbye. Jesus Christ, those guys.
No, we're still doing a little bit of grinding before we go and start fighting our first of the mini bosses.
All right, so just so I'm clear, you've never been jump scared by one of those gigantic cactuars coming on the screen?
No, I have never been scared by a Gigantar. Mostly because the main encounter with Gigantar that I have personally comes from Final Fantasy VIII, and I had to hunt him down with a guide in order to find him.
Elusive creatures. The three legendary giant cactuar Pokemon. Roaming Johto.
Fuck roaming legendaries. And in the next part, Boss Rush, or at least the first part of it.